Okay, welcome to the video. If you've seen the title, which I hope you have, it's how I built 30 pounds of muscle in 9 months and how you can too. First things to get off the bat, this is not for people who want to be bodybuilders and things like that and love being in the gym 6 days a week. That's not who I help. I did this with 3 days a week in the gym. I do not love the gym. My clients do not love the gym. Most of them are extremely busy, sedentary people who want to get the most out of the least amount of time input. So my entire system is built on the highest quality of training, nutrition, and recovery so that we can get the best results, greatest leverage. So this is where I started at 115 pounds, which is like 52 kilograms, 8.5 stone, chronically underweight. You probably will not build 30 pounds of muscle in 9 months. As you can see, like I didn't gain any fat here. My abs are even more cut than they were beforehand. However, it's because I started at such a detrimental position that I was able to build so much. You probably already have built some muscle before, so 30 pounds in 9 months isn't unpromising. That's what I've been able to do for myself. Now I'm sitting a lot heavier and a little bit more of a bear mode, a lot more fat on me. Still got abs, but they're hanging on for dear life. What you'll find is if you get to this point where you've got like this level of fat, you're like 3 or 4 weeks away from getting to this level of leanness if you do it like aggressively the way I would. So this video we're going to go through the training methods, the training side of this on how I built this amount of muscle. You know you need to be eating in a calorie surplus, you know you need to be eating quality protein, getting good sleep, you know those things. What I'm going to show you is the exact training principles, so notepad out. And if you're wondering, well, if I was able to do this for myself, what should I expect as somebody who is needing to lose fat and build muscle, somebody who is starting in a similar position? What would you achieve? Look at my testimonials. Go to Dobson Fitness. You'll see testimonials 1, client progress, transformations, testimonials 2. Like there's so many clients from different backgrounds, but all of them are busy, career-driven people. So if you are that type of person, you're the type of person I would help. Hopefully you can get lots from this. If you want to learn a little bit more about coaching, then you can either DM me on Instagram or you can fill out the link below. But yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to take a look at some of the testimonials and see what these guys who've worked with me have achieved. Okay, so the first principle is about exercises, our choice of movements, where to start. So the first thing you have to do is identify your strength level. So we need to know, am I someone who can do bodyweight push-ups? Do I need to regress to a variation of push-ups from my knees or incline on a bench, something like that? You should be starting primarily with bodyweight exercises, especially because most people need to lose fat at the same time as building muscle, and you'll find that the number one thing which identifies whether you're going to build muscle is progress. So if you progress in a space of a month from 1 pull-up to 5 pull-ups, that's good. But if you progress from 5 pull-ups to 5 pull-ups with 20 pounds on your back, you're going to see a lot greater progress there in terms of the muscle growth. And because you need to lose fat, you will progress faster as you lose fat. Whereas exercises where the weight is external to us, like a bench press or a deadlift or something like that, they are harder to progress as we lose fat. So the first thing is exercise selection. The second thing is identifying where you are at with those exercises. Don't start doing exercises where you can't get 3 reps on it because your ego's ahead. Pick the right pick the right exercise for you to be able to get a substantial number of reps. So what is a good amount of reps? 6 to 8 reps. The reason you want to be in the 6 to 8 rep range at the very beginning is because you want to learn about intensity. Because in that 4 times 12 reps, no one ever goes to a proper intensity. Maybe the last couple of reps of the last set. So waste of time, junk volume, don't bother. I have people do 2 to 3 sets of an exercise, 6 to 8 reps, but that 8th rep, they are failing. And the 6th rep, they are feeling like quitting. And that's where the majority of the benefit is. Don't think that if you do 80% of an exercise that you get 80% of the results. The last 80% of the results are in the last 2 reps. So make sure you do those. Whatever level you're at. So if it's push-ups from the knees, Do the exact same thing, because that will force progression. Now, once we've picked our exercises, we want to make sure that we're doing the exercises correctly. So, whichever muscles you're prioritizing growing, put them at the forefront. I recommend dips and chin ups be at the forefront of everyone's exercises for the upper body, and then Bulgarian split squats and Romanian deadlifts at the forefront of the leg exercises for everybody. There is no reason for it not to be those. They are the most bang for our buck. The reason we do 6 to 8 rep range is because 6 to 8 reps is where we can get the most stimulus with the least fatigue. So, this is how I'm in the gym for 3 days a week maximum, couple hours a week maximum, because I'm not actually training beyond the point of diminishing returns. And that's what there is with volume. If you do 3 sets of an exercise and you've done them properly, you've taken 3 minutes rest, you've gone to absolute failure all 3 times, like I'll show you in this video, you're not going to need to do more sets, and all that's going to do is eat into your recovery. So it's going to make it harder for you to build muscle, harder to get back to the gym next time. The first few weeks you're going to feel soreness, you're going to feel fatigued. But after that, you shouldn't be consistently feeling like that, because you're just training to a point beyond that point of diminishing returns, and your recovery will just get eaten into. So this is what a set to failure looks like. Now, in terms of prioritizing exercises, you want to we've already talked about putting things at the forefront, like chin-ups and things like that. You want to start with the bodyweight exercises, and then you can move on to the machines and things like that, where the stability is already provided for you, and you don't have to work too hard to make it stabilize. But we do want to work to stabilize, not just for muscle growth, but for athletic carryover purposes. The idea of just building muscle and being like stiff and unathletic is pointless. We want to improve our mobility with exercises, and things like chin-ups and dips and these bodyweight movements, they do that. Now, look at the control, the range of motion that I get. Once I hit failure, I start doing half reps. I don't lose my tempo. I just do whatever I can after I finish my sets to take it to absolute failure, and that's it. That's what we're doing with these exercises. We pick the rep range, and then we go to failure, and we make sure that it's within the tempo and the range of motion. Look how my shoulders come all the way forward so I can get a stretch in my lats. Look how my elbows are going out wide because I want to bias my lats. All of these small details which people rush over because they do like 4 or 5 sets and just think, well, if I just do as much volume as possible, I have to build muscle. Quality is what matters. And it's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, especially because a lot of these big guys, bigger than me, like I'm in great shape. I'm extremely happy with how I am, especially considering what I started. However, so many guys bigger than me on the internet, and the reality is that a lot of these guys are on steroids, and that's why they get away with their terrible training principles. These training principles work for the natural lifter, work for the guy who's career focused, who's got other things going on in their life, because they can't be in the gym 6 days a week. But my argument is, why would you be in the gym 6 days a week if you're going to a correct intensity? So we need time to recover, which is why we take days off. But with the way that we train, we want to use the correct range of motion, the correct tempo, which is a control on the way down, and then coming up as fast as possible. And then once we cannot get any more reps, watch what happens. Get to this point now, I can't go further. So what do? I continue trying to get reps with the half reps. Now I take a full rest period so I can replicate that. I don't rest 1 to 2 minutes and just get a few more reps. I rest 3 to 5 minutes and get a quality set. Now you might be thinking, what's so different compared to what other people do, and why was I able to build like such a substantial amount of muscle in such a short period of time? Outside of those training principles, number one is I progressed every week. So I found a way to either add a rep, add a little bit of weight, or improve my technique on every single exercise every single week. This level of diligence people do not keep to. This is what I coach. Don't just turn up and do the workouts. I make sure that you progress every single week. This is why people get fast results. This here is 65 kilograms. the control is still there. The range of motion is still there. The intensity is there. Watch again. Control, 1, 2, and up. So the reason that I'm able to make this progress is because I only train 3 days a week. It's because I recovered on the days off. It's because I made sure my nutrition was good. It's because I made sure that my sleep was quality, using the tactics in my program to get the most out of recovery, to improve the hormonal processes, to improve testosterone, so that every week I could progress. If you're progressing in the gym, you will build muscle, especially with these techniques. Okay, so if you have any questions on this, I have Instagram. You can message me on there. If you want to get started, if you're sick of waiting around and you're ready to get results, 3 days a week in the gym and very minimal effort when it comes to the nutrition. This is a system designed for speed. If you have questions and if you want to get started, links in the bio.